Hey everybody, today's video is about what's happening in the real estate market in both the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board and the Fraser Valley Board for the month of May 2021. Now normally we shoot these outside, but the weatherman didn't cooperate. It was raining early this morning, and as you know, it rains like all the time in Vancouver. So we decided to move indoors, and then all of a sudden the sun comes out. What else is new living in Vancouver? Anyway, we're gonna get at it right after this. The Metro Vancouver housing market saw steady home sales and listing activity in May, a shift back from the record-breaking activity seen in the earlier spring months of especially March and April. The Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver reports that residential home sales in the region totaled 4,268 in May of 2021, which is a 187% increase from the 1,485 sales recorded in May of 2020, and a 13% decrease from the 4,908 homes sold in April of 2021. Last month's sales were 27.7% above the 10-year May sales average. While home sales and listing activity remained above our long-term averages in May, conditions moved back from the record pace that we were experiencing throughout Metro Vancouver in March and April of this year. With a little less intensity in the market today than we saw earlier in the spring, home sellers need to ensure they're working with a realtor to price their homes based on current market conditions. There were 7,125 detached, detached, and apartment properties newly listed for sale on the multiple listing service in Metro Vancouver in May of 2021, and this represents a 93.4% increase compared to the 3,684 homes listed in May of 2020, which is a 10% decrease compared to April of 2021, when 7,938 homes were listed. The total number of homes currently listed for sale on the MLS system in Metro Vancouver is 10,790, a 10.5% increase compared to May of 2020, where there was 9,927, and a 7.7% increase compared to April of 2021, where there's now 10,245. For all property types, the sales to active listings ratio for May of 2021 is 38.9%. By property type, the ratio is 29% for detached homes, 53.8% for townhomes, and 43.5% for apartments or condos. Generally, analysts say downward pressure on home prices occurs when the ratio dips below 12% for a sustained period, while home prices often experience upward pressure when it surpasses 20% over several months, which is shown over the last few months. The seller's market conditions experienced throughout much of the pandemic highlight the need for increasing the volume and variety of housing supply across our region. Doing this requires a more disciplined focus on planning, reducing building costs, understanding demographic changes, and expediting the building approval process. Sales of detached homes in May of 2021 reached 1,430, which is a 166% increase from the 537 detached homes recorded in May of 2020. The benchmark price for a detached home now is $1,800,000, which is a 22.8% increase from May of 2020 and a 1.7% increase compared to April of 2021. Sales of apartment condo homes reached 2,049 in May of 2021, which is a 213% increase compared to the 653 sales in May of 2020. The benchmark price for a condo home is $737,000, which is a 7.9% increase from May of 2020, but only a 1% increase compared to April of 2021. Attached homes in the townhouse duplex market in May of 2021 totaled 800, which is a 168% increase compared to the 298 sales that happened in May of 2020. The benchmark price of an attached home is now $936,000. This represents a 16% increase from May of 2020, but only a 1.8% increase compared to April of 2021. People need to stop making real estate decisions based on short-term data. People need to think more about making long-term decisions and should focus on their 5, 10, and 15-year long-term goals. This way they'll avoid the ups and downs when it comes to selling. And over the long term, your ROI will be way bigger. So that was a brief overview of the Greater Vancouver Board and the Fraser Valley Board statistics for the month of May 2021. And what we're doing now is we're going to delve a little bit deeper to these specific areas right now. So we'll start with the Metro Vancouver area first, and we'll start with the downtown area. And I have to tell you that it's pretty active down there. There was 936 active listings, and that's only up 9% over April of 2021. But it's a 0.5% reduction in sales, which is basically nothing. And out of this, there are 115 sales that were below the $1 million mark. So most of this is happening under the $1 million mark. Now, if you went into the sub areas and looked for sell-through ratios, you look at downtown and West End, they're both at 33%. Those are the two most active areas in the downtown. There's only 4, but regardless, those are the hottest activity areas right now. So if you moved into the Vancouver's west side and you're into the detached market, okay? So right now, there's 725 active listings. And in the month of May, there was 115 sales. And that represents a 16% sell-through ratio. That's overall. However, you do have some pretty hot spots. One is Dunbar at 25, Kitsilano's at 25, Mackenzie Heights at 25, Mount Pleasant's at 33%, and Quilchena's at 28%. Those are sell-through ratios which show in a seller's market. But overall, it's at a 16% sell-through ratio, which means it's a bit of a balanced market. So if we went to Vancouver East Side and we look at detached homes, pretty interesting here. There's only 669 active listings, and there was 190 sales in May of 2021. The sell-through ratio is better there, which is 28%, but it's based on the price point. The price point there is a lot different than being on the west side, where their sell-through ratio is only 16%. Here, there's some real hot spots again. Fraser is at 49%, which is unfortunately a 17% reduction over last month. But interesting, Main Street, Mount Pleasant, Renfrew Heights, Renfrew, Southwest Marine, those are all up by anywhere from 3 to 17%. Some big losses though are in Strathcona, where it's down 73%, down to 17%. So overall, there's 669 active listings in that market and 190 sales. So that's a 28% sell-through ratio. If you look at price points on the east side, way different. Price points between $1 million and $1,125,000. That's a 100% sell-through ratio. That point's going to be non-existent pretty soon, because at this point in time, there's only 5 listings and 5 sales. But you move into the $1.25 million range to 1.5, and you end up with 72 active listings and 33 solds, which pushes the sell-through ratio up to 46%. So we're going to move on to the Greater Vancouver area, and those encompass Burnaby, New West, Coquitlam, Port Moody, Pitt Meadows, and Maple Ridge. And the hottest spot in that area is Maple Ridge. And it is unbelievable. The sell-through ratio is 69% in Maple Ridge. And in some areas, in Albion, it's 92% sell-through ratio, Cottonwood's 56%, East Central Maple Ridge is 86%, North Maple Ridge is 50%, Northwest is 86%, Silver Valley 84%, Thornhill 88%. Amazing, but overall it's a 69% sell-through ratio, which is a real seller's market. So we move into the Maple Ridge condos and townhouse market, and that, if you're sitting down, is a 92% sell-through ratio. And everything is up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are at 100% sell-through ratios, which are Albion, Silver Valley, Southwest, and Thornhill. Now, if you went over to Burnaby, because that's another hot area and in demand, it's dropped dramatically in the sell-through ratio. It dropped from 40 down to 28%. So about a 12% drop in the sell-through ratio. The sales have dropped about 38%, and the inventory is up by 4%. There, the inventory is at 413 and sales were 114. So now we'll move into the Fraser Valley area, and the Fraser Valley encompasses Surrey, South Surrey, White Rock, North Delta, Cloverdale, Langley, Abbotsford, and Mission. And we're going to look at 3 of the hottest areas. Now, Surrey itself is a huge area, but it separates between Surrey and South Surrey. But we'll just look at the Surrey area at this point, and that's a 39% sell-through ratio. And again, some pretty good numbers here, whereas you take a look at Fleetwood Tyneheads at 59% sell-through ratio, Port Kells at 67% sell-through ratio, Sullivan Station's at 81, but overall the sell-through ratio in all of Surrey is 39%. In North Delta, in the detached market, the sell-through ratio there is 54%. And the 2 areas that are the hottest are Nordell and Scottsdale, and a close second is Sunshine Hills, which is at 53. Annieville is down to 24%, but the overall sell-through ratio is 54%. Pretty amazing. So if you're looking in Langley, Abbotsford, or Mission, those sell-through ratios are all over 65%. It's absolutely insane what's going on out there. And the price points, you cannot buy a home under $800,000 in Langley. The active listings right now are 275 and 191 sales, which means a 69% sell-through ratio. Unbelievable. Condos and townhomes, 61% sell-through ratio. And the hot areas are Murrayville, Walnut Grove, which we just sold a bunch there over the last couple of months, and Willoughby Heights, and Langley City, all over 65% sell-through ratios. Now these are very condensed and rough numbers. If you'd like any more detailed information on any area for the Fraser Valley, Greater Vancouver, or the Metro Vancouver, don't hesitate to give us a call, text, or email, and we'd be more than happy to send them out free of charge. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found value in it. I hope it's been educational about what's happening in the market in May 2021 in real estate in all of the Lower Mainland. We sure wish you to hit the subscribe button, let you know when more is coming up, maybe your friends. Hit the like button. My videographer sure likes that. Thanks very much for watching. Until the next time, have an awesome day.